So, Vlogmas Day 7. From me reading last night, thank you so much, that I've had so lovely messages saying that you enjoyed it, to continue on. I was apprehensive because I'm not a professional reader, as you can tell. And I was just apprehensive about it, how I was sounding. But it makes me feel so happy that you're enjoying it. It really does. So yeah, I'm continuing on with the story. Someone else said about Vlogmas next year, hopefully, Christmas Carol. But maybe next year I'll give a few choices of different books, and whatever comes up the most, then I'll read that book. Another thing I want to put out there, if anyone's interested, on New Year's Eve, I mean, I don't go out. So I'm here. Normally, I pop up into bed and watch vlogs and things, or I'll listen to an Audible, doing knitting. So I'm thinking, if there's anyone else, and I'm sure there's a few of you out there that are on your own, if I do a live, maybe like 11 till midnight, and yeah, I can do, a bit of sewing or knitting, and we can, you can send over messages, and that's what I'm thinking. So let me know what you think. Sorry, I'm steaming up. Let me know what you think. And if anybody would like that. So let's get on to these advents. Okay, so this is the one that I completed yesterday. This table runner I made, this is quite old. But it was lovely to make. So let's get on to number 7. Let's have a look. Ooh. So there we go. And the picture is that one. How nice that would be as a Christmas card. Mind you, that would be nice as a Christmas. I would love that as a Christmas card. Gorgeous. Okay. So let's get on to Bird Street. Number 7. Ooh. Eddie, look at Eddie. He's going, what are you going, for? Is that for me? You've had yours advent today, bub. Oh, where did we get to it? I'll just do this. I normally like to save the tissue, recycle and all that. Yeah, come on, Martin. Look at that. It's like an ice blue, isn't it? Oh, look. How pretty is that? Oh, and it's lovely. Well, they're all lovely and soft. So let's have a look. That was 5. So this, look at that. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So big. He looks very happy, doesn't he? So where were we? Number 7. So let me untie it first. Look at that face. What am I doing? Honestly. What have we got today, Fig? I'm going to get the strip of paper out first. Put these on Teddy's feet to keep them nice and warm. Oh, what you got, Fig? Oh, look. Look at these shoes. Oh, Fig. Oh, let's put them on you. Look. Oh, they're adorable. Everything goes with your outfit, Fig. They honestly are so cute. Are you happy with those, Fig? So am I. Okay, so Peter Rabbit, Mrs. Tiggy Winkle today. Oh, look at this. Okay, let's have a look. Oh. Sorry, camera's wandering then. Oh, this is a harder one. Oh, it's a tough. Oh, now. Oh, what's his name? Something, oh no, it's a mouse, but. Oh no. This reminds me of the Tailor of Gloucester. Is it Gloucestershire? Beautiful cartoon animation, beautiful. I have to see if I can watch that this year again. Look. Let's have a read. So, whoops. I think he might want to be in the, have a quiet time while he's, while he's reading. He doesn't stay up. So there we go. You have a nice little read. Tom Kitten's fallen down. There we go. So later I will do the Cadbury one and carry on with the reading of Miss Read. Now I'm going to carry on a bit the Gracie the Frog. I went to cast on the Latvian mitts last night, and guess what? I ordered the wrong size double pointed needles. So I had to order again. Not sure if they're going to be here by the weekend or next week. I was so excited to start them last night. Never mind. So I might do some cross stitch as well today because I haven't done some for a few days. So I'll show you later what I've done. I'll see you later. Bye. So here I am again. You can just see Eddie's nose there. There's one there behind me. And I've got Peaches and Candy here too. So, I don't know if anyone is interested about this to help them. But as you know, I've got rheumatoid and I have fibromyalgia. And my ex gave me this, over a week ago. It's new. And he got it from Amazon for me. But look at that hot water bottle. So, literally, oh, I put it round there and it's lovely. Really lovely. I've got another one you gave me last year and it's got a Velcro one on it. So you wrap it round and it's got pockets so you can put your hands in there too. It's another really lovely one. I'm going to have hot water bottles all wrapped round me. And then I've got this one. It doesn't seem to hold the heat so long. I've got that at the front of me. So yeah, that is Amazon. If anyone wants to know if it could help them. So let's do the Cadbury Advent. Okay, number 7. Here we are. Very apt because I've been doing Gracie the Frog today. Some of these are so hard to open. I think that's 21, that one. Oh. 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 Fudge. You cut this peach. You had yours this morning, didn't you? Okay. Put that down there. Just push it a little bit further because of Wally. There we go. So yeah, I've been doing Gracie the Frog today. I'm not sure about her at the moment. I also, it's different colouring, but there we go. Oh, that was Eddie. Yeah, maybe a little bit more stuffing on one side. But that bit is for the, you know, the, whatever it's called there. Oh, snoring. Look at little old man. So there she is. Smaller than what I thought she was going to be. When I look at my others, well, that's cute. Yeah, I think I need to put a bit more stuff in on the other side. But, yeah, and then next I've started a bit on the tummy. So put the darts in. The other thing I did, I've completed, this is the first doll quilt I did. So the other one was the Christmas one. And this one was all hand stitch. So all the binding is there now. And I attached the label. I just put my name on there. I love this. I really do. But now I need to make the mattress for the doll cot. Does anyone know how to do the best way to make it? If anyone else has made a doll mattress before, is it like a thick wadding or do you stuff it? Let me know. Tell me the best thing to do, and I want to start that and get that done before the new year. And then I want to do some cross stitch this evening. But the other thing that arrived today, I was blown away. So just be careful of my cup. Remember I made Florrie. She's from Liberty Bell, the kit. Well, I named her Florrie, sorry. So she has an apron it's a subscription, and the last one I got was a Halloween one, which I've still to do, but I'll do that next year. But the Christmas one come, oh my word, it's beautiful. Look at this. Isn't that lovely? I cannot wait to get my hands starting this. So yeah, honestly, if you haven't been on Liberty Bell before, highly recommend. They do buttermilk basin. If you watch her, what Mandy made next, Mandy. Hi Mandy, if you're watching, bless you. She's been a very busy lady at the moment. She mentioned this. She showed, because I saw her doll. I think it was on her dresser, and I asked, and she said Liberty Bell. Oh, but I mean, look at that. So I want to start this, and everything comes in there. You get the fabric for the apron, get the felts, the pattern, it's all in there. So yeah, I'm looking forward. I don't know if I'll get it done before Christmas. We'll see, Florrie. Yeah, do you know what? I was just looking at this, and then looked at her, and I thought, Florrie, I think it suits her. This has got a name now. So I'll put her there for now. I don't know how you're going to be with me reading a story with Eddie snoring his snore. No, snoring. I can't disturb him. We'll see how it goes. If not, I might just stop and do it a bit later. Right, I've got the book on. There it is. So, Christmas at Fairacre. And this is the one I'm reading, Snow Holly for Miss Quinn. And we've got to the part where, is it Mrs. Benson? Yeah, Joan Benson. Her mum had been poorly, and it was a nice day. And because she's been inside all the time, she wanted to go and sit out. And it was April time. Okay. I'll read the last bit that I left yesterday. At least they recognised authority, even if they did not always obey it. Old ladies, however, sweet-natured, did not see why they should take orders from those younger than themselves. She returned to find her mother sleeping, and decided to let her have another half an hour before she insisted on moving her indoors. Carefully, she spread another rug over the sleeping form, tucking the cold hands beneath it. Already the air was beginning to cool, and Joan went in to light the fire, ready for a cheerful tea time. A few minutes later, she heard cries and groans from her mother and hurried outside. The old lady appeared to be having a spasm and made incoherent noises. The only words which Joan could understand was the anguished cry of pain, pain. Fear gave her strength to wrest the old lady, coverings and all, from the chair and to stumble with her to the bedroom in the annex. Swiftly, she managed to put her still fully clothed into bed and run to the telephone. Their old family doctor from Caxley arrived within the hour, examined his patient minutely, and shook his head. I should give her an injection now, he told Joan, just so that she remains warm and quiet. I will look in again after this evening's surgery. Joan nodded, too stricken to speak. Got a good neighbour handy to keep you company? Asked the doctor, knowing how recently she had been widowed. I will telephone the vicar's wife, whispered Joan. I'll do it for you, said the doctor. Within 5 minutes, Mrs. Partridge arrived, and the doctor went to his car. I'm afraid Mrs. Penwood is in a pretty poor way, he confided to the vicar's wife as she saw him off. It's a sad task to leave you with, but I will be back soon after 7. He was good as his word, but when Mrs. Partridge opened the door of Holly Lodge to him, he saw at once that his patient had gone. Joan Benson spent that night and the next one at the vicarage, and the bonds formed then between the two women were to remain strong throughout their lives. After this second blow, Jo went to stay for a time with her daughter. The children's chatter and their need of her gave her comfort, and she had time to put her plans into order. She decided to stay. Holly Lodge might seem rather large for one widow lady, but her children and grandchildren would need bedrooms when they visited, and she did not want to part with much loved possessions. But the annex, she decided, must be let. It was quite self-contained and would make a charming home for some quiet woman in circumstances such as her own, or for that matter, for a mature woman with a job. The Caxton Chronicle carried an advertisement in early June. Several people came to see Joan Benson, but nobody seemed really suitable. It was Henry Morn, the vicar's friend and a distinguished ornithologist, who was first mentioned Miss Quinn. "She's a secretary to my old friend Barney Hatch in Caxley," he told Joan. "I know she needs somewhere. Her present dicks are noisy, and she likes a quiet life. Nice woman, 30ish, keeps old Barney straight, and that takes some doing. Like me to mention it?" "Yes, please, I would be grateful." And thus it came that Miriam Quinn, personal private secretary to St. Barnabas Hatch, the financier, came to look at Holly Lodge's annex one warm June evening, breathed in the mingled scent of roses and pinks, and surveyed the high hedge, which ensured privacy, with the greatest satisfaction. "I should like to come very much," she said gravely to Joan Benson. "And I," said the lady joyfully, "should like you too. Shall we go inside and settle things?" Chapter 2. Miss Quinn moved in on a cloudy day in July. Fairacre was looking at its best, and all downland country does in summer heat. Wild roses and honeysuckle embroidered the hedges. The cattle stood in the shade of the trees, swishing away the flies with their tails and chewing the cud languorously. Dragonflies skimmed the surface of the diminishing river Cax, and a field of beans in flower wafted great waves of scent through the car's open window as Miss Quinn trundled happily towards her new home. Before her the road shimmered watery in the heat. It was almost a relief to enter the shady tunnel of trees at Beech Green before regaining in the open fields which led to Fairacre at the foot of the downs. Her spirits rose as she left Caxley behind. Miriam Quinn had been brought up in the vicarage in a lonely stretch of the fen country. Space and solitude were the two things which that windswept area had made essential to her happiness. Sometimes when the canyons of some city streets drove her near to claustrophobic panic, she longed for the great Cambridge sky, and even the pleasant tree-lined road in Caxley, where she had lived since taking up the post with St. Barnabas, she found stuffy and oppressive. Now she would live in open country again. The encircling holly hedge, which gave her new abode its name, would not worry her. The windows of the annex, she had noticed swiftly, looked mainly upon the flank of the downs. She reckoned that she could see 7 or 8 miles to the distant woods to the south of Caxley from her sitting room window. I'll let you see the illustration. She reached the signpost saying Fairacre 1 and began to look out for the hidden drive on her left, which ran beside the high holly hedge to the main gate of Holly Lodge. It was propped open, ready for her. She was grateful to see, and her own garage had its door hospitably open. I'm so sorry. Miriam Quinn shut the door at the car door and stood for a moment savouring the peace and the blessed coolness of the downland air. Bees hummed among the lime flowers above her, and a tabby cat rolled lusciously in a fine clump of catmint in the sunny border. Luxuriously, I should have said. Some distance away, Miriam discerned the figure of her new landlady. She was asleep in a deck chair, her head in the shade of a cherry tree, her feet propped up on a footstool in the sunshine. Intense happiness flooded Miriam's being. The atmosphere of country tranquility enveloped her like some comforting cloak in bitter weather. Here was home. Here was the peace she sought, the perfect antidote to the hectic atmosphere and pace of the office. Very quietly, she picked up her case and made her way to the annex door. Joan Benson woke with a start and looked at her wristwatch. Almost 4 o'clock. Good heavens, she must have slept for nearly 2 hours. Since her mother's death, she had found herself taking cat naps like this, and friends told her that it was nature's way of restoring her after the stress of tending the invalids of the family for so long. She became conscious of faint noises from the annex. Of course, Miss Queen would have arrived. How shameful not to be awake to greet her. She struggled from the deck chair and hastened towards the house to make amends. Miriam Quinn received her apologies with a smile. I'm going to make tea, said her new landlady. Do join me in the garden. You know that I want you to look upon it as your own. Please feel free to use it whenever you like. I've put up a little washing line for you behind the syringa bushes, but I will show you everything after tea. She was good as her word. Tea had obviously been prepared with some care. There were homemade scones and tomato sandwiches and some delicious shortbread. Miss Quinn could see that Joan Benson was glad to have company and was equally anxious to be hospitable. She chatted happily as she took her lodger round the garden, pointing out new improvements which Ambrose had made, and the herb patch which she herself had laid out. Take what you need, she urged. There is plenty here for both of us. You are very kind, Mrs. Benson. Oh, please do call me Joan, she cried. We surely know each other well enough for Christian names. Then you must call me Miriam, she responded. That's so much more friendly, agreed our landlady, leading the way back to the house. You're coming for a sherry later, I hope. Miriam chose to treat this as a question rather than a statement. I think I ought to get on with my unpacking, if you don't mind, she replied. I have 1 or 2 telephone calls to make. Of course, agreed Joan warmly. I think you'll find the extension telephone convenient in your sitting room. I very rarely use the one in my hall. She bustled off to collect the tea tray, and Miriam returned to the peace of her own small domain. She sat looking at the distant view from the window, marshalling her thoughts. Just have a drink. She could be happy here, and Joan Benson was extremely kind and welcoming. Nevertheless, a small doubt disturbed her peace of mind. Here they were, within 1 hour of her moving in, on Christian name terms, and her head already throbbing with the pleasant but interminable chatter of her hostess. She was experienced enough to realise that a recently bereaved woman must be lonely and more than usually grateful for company. The thing was she willing to give the time and sympathy which Joan so obviously needed at that moment? She recognised her own limitations. She liked her own company. She liked the tranquillity of her natural surroundings. She had more than enough people around her during office hours, and Holly Lodge would be, she hoped, her refuge from them. It would be sad if her contented solitude was shattered by the well-meaning overtures of her landlady. She stood up abruptly and began to sort out her books. She was going too fast. Of course, Jo would be extra forthcoming at this first meeting. She would be anxious to put her lodger at ease. She must respond as well as her more reserved nature would permit. Joan deserved much sympathy and was tackling her difficulties with considerable bravery. She told herself as she tried to come to terms with her new situation. She lay in bed that night, feeling a light breeze blowing across the miles of downland and cooling her cheeks. Somewhere a screech owl gave its eerie cry. A moth pattered up and down the window pane, and the fragrance from Joan's stocks scented the bedroom. Miriam sighed happily. How quiet it was after the noise of Caxley. What bliss to live here. She had not felt so free and relaxed since her far-off days in the Cambridgeshire vicarage. It was all going to be perfect, she told herself sleepily. Quite perfect, unless Joan became two. She drifted into sleep. Okay, stop there. We're on page 21. Where's my bookmark? Okay, I'll put it like that for now, and then I'll find that bookmark. So I hope you enjoyed that. Excuse me for some of the words that I slip on, but I hope you're still enjoying it. Mystery books. I've just ordered another from Abe. I would highly recommend going to Abe because they're like £2 odd and you don't have to pay postage. So ABE, and honestly, they're such a good price. I'm not sponsored by this, but you know, if you're enjoying these books, they are there and they're a good price. So I will see you in the morning. Take care. Thank you for watching. If you're enjoying these, please subscribe, and if you can like that button, that would be great. So for now, take care. Bye.